can't discuss NASCAR too long these days without going back to the trials and tribulations of 2311 and Front Row Motorsports going to war with NASCAR. They're in a legal battle. I don't want to get into the legalese, guys, because I don't know that any of us are really qualified to tackle that.
Certainly I'm not.
But Denny Hamlin and the folks at Front Row Motorsports have announced that the upcoming season, the 2025 season, Brad Kelly, they are going to be an open team. They will not have a charter, which means they will not have a guaranteed starting spot at any of the races, and they will also race for considerably less money because they don't get any of what in NASCAR parlance they call the deal money.
Yeah, and that comes with a big risk. I mean, the likelihood of them missing a race, well, with the Daytona 500 could be a reality with as many cars that show up for that. I would say for the most part, throughout most of the season is pretty minimal, but the risk you're taking is, going throughout all of this that you're not going to recover the extra money that you're going to have to spend. And this is my question in this. Okay, they've told their teams, Denny Hamlin had said, look, we told all our employees we're not going to compromise anything. We're still going to race. No one's losing their job because of this and all of that. But if you have a considerable less amount of money, money not coming into your organization that you had before, and we're talking, maybe that's somewhere in the range of $8 million. I don't know. Are you A, either going to fund it yourself, or B, try and save your way to a profit? And that's a bad thing if you're going to try and save money and be able to do this. So I don't know if they're going to hire a few more salespeople and actually try and sell more, or what they're going to do for the money, or if they think that we got Michael Jordan, so we'll just float his bank account throughout all of this. But somewhere I don't feel that you can run as a non-charter team without compromising something, and that has an impact on everyone, your employees, your sponsors, your manufacturer.
One thing that I'll mention, just for the folks that might be listening that aren't really familiar with the story, the reason why they will be doing all of that is because they do not believe that the deal NASCAR put in front of them and every other team is fair. And so they're refusing to sign the deal that every other team has signed. And by doing so, they are now only eligible to run next year in this scenario. I will say to Brad's comment, I think all of that is 1,000% accurate, but they do have the one thing that a lot of other teams don't. Maybe the only other team that I can think of out there that has something even maybe close to Michael Jordan is Junior Motorsports, because Dale Jr. is so marketable. So I don't know if they're going to necessarily need to use Michael Jordan's bank account, but perhaps they're able to sell more sponsorship, more partnership to make up some of that money loss because of the marketability of, who their ownership is and who they're aligned with. And so that could potentially help ease a little bit of the financial burden. But Brad's right. I mean, they're going to feel it in some ways. Will we see that come out on the racetrack and in the competition side of things? TBD.
I feel like this. Every company has a CFO, a chief financial officer, or a head bookkeeper or a comptroller. For those two companies, at Front Row Motorsports and 2311 Racing, that person's going to be looking at that ledger every day going like, wow, look at all the money that's going out. Look how little is coming in. Unless, to your point, Alexis, they can monetize Michael Jordan. I mean, maybe, hey, you get 3 golf dates with Michael Jordan if you give us $5 million.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it was a lot more risky a move for Front Row than it was for 2311, in my opinion, because they're not going to have the ability to fall back on a Michael Jordan type personality that they'll be able to market to bring money in from other avenues. Maybe in this deal and their alliance with 2311, as far as this deal is concerned, there was some deals that were made there to make them feel a little bit more comfortable about not signing the agreement. But if I'm them, I'm a lot more worried about what 2025 has to offer than I am if I'm at 2311.
Brad, what do you think the chances are that they get this settled?
Boy, I don't think it will be before the beginning of the season. I just don't. Maybe there is an injunction that does allow them to run as a charter team, which would be a great benefit for them. No question about that. But the overall side of it, right now from what we see, because we are so close to the beginning of the season, remember February 2nd, they roll up to the Clash at the Coliseum. And are they even going to... Go to the
not
Clash.
Not at the Coliseum.
Or at the
At Bowman Gray,
sorry.
which is
The
another
Clash
kind
at Bowman Gray.
another kind of Coliseum for sure. Yeah.
True. But are they going to even run in that one? That's one of the things they've talked about potentially. Denny has kind of made that one uncertain. I would think that you will, because that's another sponsorship opportunity and all of that. But we're so close to the season to get this whole thing resolved before then. It's going to take some people sitting in a room together. And at least if you listen to NASCAR side of it, well, we did this for 2 years negotiating, these contracts. Not that they were in the room together for 2 years, mind you, but still, I think it'll be difficult.
It's going to be tough. It's unfortunate that this kind of thing happens. I cannot put myself in Denny Hamlin's mind space or the folks at Front Row Motorsports mind space. But you had to know that when you took on City Hall, that City Hall was going to fight back.
Well, and I mean, it's going to it's going to dominate the headlines too. It's going to take. We're going to be talking about this for probably months to come, and what's going to shake out from this whole deal. And so, there's a lot to come. There's a lot of news to break as far as this is concerned, and it's going to overshadow some other things that are happening within the sport, no doubt. So, that's a takeaway from it too.
All right. We'll see how all of this plays out. We got some drama to get us through the offseason, and you got to love that. I'm all about drama as long as I'm not involved.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Nice.
You keep it over there, and I'll watch your tempest and your teapot, but leave me out of it.